Tonight, we are gathered to celebrate and contemplate the most famous story. It is the story of a very special, a very unique child, some would say sent to us from above. A young boy child who would grow in stature and wisdom and strength to become a beacon of light and a hope for millions. One who in life may have performed miraculous, even supernatural feats. One who very well may have defied death. One who might have actually found a way to save humanity from itself. Over the years, he has been called by many names. You may know him as Kal-El, Clark Kent, the Man of Steel, or his most famous name, Superman. As many of our regulars here at UUCJ know, I have been trying to preach a sermon on Superman for the past month. Well, guess what? It happens tonight. And it is a Christmas story, I promise. Just trust me. Go with me on this one. I'll start by giving proper attribution. Many of the ideas I'm exploring tonight were inspired by a UU World article from 2010 written by Doug Muter. It's a brilliant, nerdy article about comic book characters and the future of our faith. It's called Reclaiming Krypton. I encourage you to read it if you get the chance. Now look, as many of you know, I love Superman. This is my second sermon about him in as many years. The myth of Superman fascinates me. It's not just that he has amazing superpowers, which he does, but to go along with those amazing superpowers, he also has a super sense of integrity. He doesn't use his powers for evil or to make money. He uses his powers only for doing good, and that is his only reward. But there's one thing about the Superman myth that never sat well with me: kryptonite. Don't get me wrong. I have no problem with Superman having a weakness. All great heroes have a debilitating weakness. It's what keeps every hero at least somewhat relatable. My problem is that kryptonite is a stupid weakness. How can a piece of rock that comes from Superman's destroyed home planet of Krypton kill him? Scientifically, it makes no sense. Now, I know I'm arguing science about a fictitious alien who can fly and shoot laser beams from his eyes, so I'm being a little absurd here, perhaps. Nevertheless, I can suspend my disbelief for all of Superman's superpowers, but I can't seem to suspend my disbelief that somehow a rock from his own home can hurt him. So when I see a movie or I read a comic book where Superman is flailing and dying in the presence of this little green rock, I want to jump into the frame. I want to shake Superman by the shoulders and shout, "Clark, what are you doing? This rock is just from your home. It's where you were born. It can't possibly hurt you. It's scientifically impossible. It's all in your head." And about that time is when I begin to realize, I'm looking at the wrong kind of science. It's not about biology. It's about psychology. The story or myth of Superman is symbolic and archetypal on many levels. And understood on a mythic level as opposed to a literal level, kryptonite actually makes perfect sense. Kryptonite is the remnant, a token of the trauma of Superman's shattered past life, a destroyed home world. The lesson is that the only thing that can stop a Superman or a Superwoman is the inability for that Superman or Superwoman to let go of the pain of their past. We all are a bit like Superman in this way, but I think UUs especially. Theologically speaking, both the Unitarians and the Universalists came from the same home planet. Not Krypton, but Christianity. And individually, most of us seated here today came from Christian churches or Christian homes. And for many of us UUs, exposure to Christianity, Christian thoughts, Christian symbols, Christian beliefs, Christian words, and Christian people, sometimes that's what robs us of our superpowers and can bring us to our knees. What do I mean? UUs, by and large, are some of the most gracious, open-minded, broad-minded, thoughtful people I know, people who celebrate diversity and love the opportunity to explore and honor the practices and religious wisdom of several cultures, except it seems when it comes to Christianity. Sadly, it is often the case that we same broad-minded, gracious people, when we are exposed to a fragment of our home planet or our home religion of Christianity, we begin to lose that open-mindedness. We lose our graciousness. We begin to lose our composure and patience. We lose our respect for the customs and beliefs of cultures besides our own. All of a sudden, we start to become easily offended. Some of us even begin saying judgmental condemnations that if such words were to be directed at another religious group or an ethnic group, those words would probably qualify as hate speech. I get it. I really do, because I'm like that too. For many of us, myself included, somewhere in our past, Christianity, or at least someone using the name of Christ, hurt us. And we've never quite gotten over it. It is that broken fragment from our past that steals our power, steals our values, steals our true identity from us. I believe the next step in our evolution as a faith is to move beyond Krypton, to move beyond our bias against the Christianity we were born from, to realize it can't hurt us anymore. It's just in our heads now. And ironically, I think the Christmas story, the story that serves as the beginning of our own religious heritage, is a story that can help us let go of a past that, paradoxically, many of us still find ourselves clinging to. You see, at its core, the Christmas story is a story about leaving things behind in order to accept and embrace the new. Mary and Joseph left their homes and their families behind to travel to Bethlehem. The shepherds left their flocks in the fields to find the promised Messiah. The wise men, kings of the East, left their kingdoms to follow a star. And if you believe the myth, or if you understand it as a metaphor, Jesus, as an incarnation of God, left the grandeur of heaven to walk for a season as a mortal man here on earth. The Christmas season is a time to consciously and purposefully leave old things behind and to fix our eyes upon and move our feet toward a new hope. Following the winter solstice, the darkest night of the year, Christmas is the time to celebrate the conception, gestation, and the coming birth of a new light, not just as individuals, but as a community of faith. So let us this Christmas say goodbye to the power of kryptonite, whatever it might be in our individual lives. Let us let go of those things in the past that rob each of us of our power, that steal our identity away from us, the things that are slowly poisoning and killing us. And let us embrace the hope that we can become more than what we are today. And let this new coming year be a year where we listen more, hear more, and love more. Blessed be.